college TV. No, you want your free college tuition.
I want my free college degree.
Oh, that's right. That's exactly what it's proposing on Free College Day, given away by Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton in hopes of getting the millennials. Is it going to work? Is that what Democrats, my resident Rick Ungar favorite liberal, only probably real good liberal friend, is it going to work? Will millennials buy into the fact that they are going to get free stuff?
That's a great question, and that's obviously why she happened to say it today. I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think
I don't think millennials are going to buy into the free college education unless she can. You know, we just saw this blast come out over the TV that she proposed if you earn less than $125,000 a household, free college. You and I had the same reaction. Are you going to pay for that, right? I think millennials are clever enough that they'll ask the same question, but neither of us have seen her plan yet. Maybe something I'm not thinking of.
Well, let me point this out. That's not really going to help the millennials because the millennials are either
They're
A, still in
school,
college,
right.
They've already got the burden of the loan, or they're just getting out. They're not married with kids. They're going. It helps actually. I think the older millennials, if not this Generation X, that's going. I can't afford. I mean, there used to be these things called college. Did you have a college savings account for your kids? My generation doesn't have it. We don't have retirement savings. We don't have college for our kids. I go, you know, maybe I could suffer through 4 years of Hillary Clinton if I don't have to pay for $80,000 college.
You make a great point because the millennials aren't really likely paying for their education. It's their parents who have, you know, brothers and sisters coming behind them who would actually hear that, and if they bought that would go, yeah, that sounds good to me. You're right.
It makes sense, and yeah, so that's what we're going into.
Rick, I'm not going to say that again, by the way.
You're not going to say that I was right? Oh, it's on tape though, all over Facebook. A liberal told me I was right, but he's a good liberal, so I'll go for that. There's a lot of things that are differentiating the two candidates right now on the campaign trail. What do you think is the winning message? I mean, for Hillary Clinton, where is she going to make the best inroads this last months of the victory? What's her best path to victory?
Honestly, the nature of this election is such that if Donald Trump should become president, the winning message will be, I'm not Hillary. And if Hillary Clinton becomes president, the winning message will be, I'm not Donald Trump.
Well, no, we keep talking about the Republican Party will be forever changed, no matter who wins or loses with Trump. Can you say the same about the Democratic Party? I mean, did you see as much of a shakeup with them as I think we're going to see on the Republicans post-election?
There's a much bigger shakeup going on than people seem to notice. It won't be the result. Actually, what's happening in both, Donald Trump becomes president, what's happening in the Republican Party will continue to happen. Same with the Democrats. All of this consternation that's been going on for the past 2 years, or since Donald Trump's arrival, let's say, in the Republican Party has been quietly going on in the Democratic Party. It's just nobody has noticed because it's a much better show watching the Republicans right now. The Democrats have real issues. There's no question about it. There is, and we talked about this a bit earlier, there is a cyclical movement in the Democratic Party where it'll find its way all the way to the left every so many years, and then it'll snap back with a particular candidate who's more of a centrist. And usually it takes a candidate from the left getting beat. Right? When they run for president, they get beat because they're too far to the left. That would have happened, by the way, if Bernie Sanders had been the nominee. He would have gotten beat because he's too far to the left for this country, and that would have snapped the party back. But it's now a centrist instead who's running. So there's going to be a lot of grief. I've said it a lot.
You think Hillary Clinton is a centrist?
Yes.
You really do?
Yeah, I very much do. She's going to talk like a liberal for however long it takes to convince who she has to convince, but she's absolutely a centrist.
But I understand. I can see that on Wall Street, on maybe the financials who are big donors are.
Military.
I don't know about military or social issues. Social issues. She might. I think she's actually a far progressive on this. I mean, look at who some of her mentors are in life, and some of the people that she's very much left. She actually scares me more than Barack Obama does from a conservative standpoint.
When somebody talks about a mentor for Hillary Clinton, I often think they're talking about Saul Alinsky, because she developed a relationship with him.
She wrote her thesis on it.
She did, that's right. The funny part about it is, if you look at most Republican campaigns today, very much Donald Trump's, they're following the playbook of Saul Alinsky and doing it really, really well. This image that's been built up about Saul Alinsky is crazy at this point.
Okay, so what's wrong? What's wrong with the image?
Because you don't even I don't know. None of us knew Saul Alinsky. He wrote a very interesting book about organizing.
Okay, rules for radicals.
Yes, right. Okay. But yet, people who are not supportive of Donald Trump would very much tell you he's a radical. If you support Mr. Trump, you won't see it that way, understandably. Same on the other side. I don't know if I'll call Hillary a radical or not. But the reality is, if you actually go through Rules for Radicals, you'll see both parties have adopted a lot of these principles. It's fascinating. I don't know if it's good or bad,
Right.
but it is. And yet, it's always one party who likes to Saul Alinsky. You know,
I mean, that's a trigger word right there. It's
it
an emotional
is,
trigger
and
word.
it's just one more silly trigger that both parties get involved with.
Okay, so I'm going to dig, because this is the right alerts and we do talk to the right. I want to ask you as a liberal, what is the one thing that Donald Trump can, his pathway to winning, what's the best ammunition he has against Hillary Clinton?
That he's not Hillary Clinton. I know I keep saying that, but that's really what this election is. There is such dislike for Hillary Clinton
Why?
in this country. You know, there's a million answers to that, and depending on how you view her, will guide how you see it. Objectively as I can be in trying to figure it out, she's a terrible politician, right? She has shown some very questionable judgment. You know, this whole email thing. We've missed a lot of the point, I feel, because everybody got hung up. Did she break the law? Didn't she? As a lawyer, I actually don't think she broke the law, but what she did break was the trust. She broke the trust of the American people, and she showed very, very poor judgment. Judgment matters if you're going to be president of the United States. So that is her big cross to bear. And that's what brings us back. When you consider that you have a candidate with that on their back,
Right.
why would anybody vote for her? Because she's not Donald Trump.
The circle comes full circle. Rick
Exactly.
Ungar, you can hear him on Steele and Unger every day, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on its
Sirius XM POTUS, 124.
Exactly, so make sure you listen. He's got Michael Steele on with him, so these kind of conversations happen all along. Rick, thanks for being a friend.
Always a
We're doing a
pleasure.
comedy show.
We're going to do a pilot together.
We're going to see how this works. I'm going to pretend to be a liberal, and his buddy's going to pretend to be a conservative. We'll see how that goes. Keep your comments coming. We will read them. I'll make sure that Rick reads a couple good ones as well. Do you agree with this, liberal? Makes a little bit too much sense in my opinion.
Uh-oh.
Talk to you
That can't be
later,
good.
folks.